Welcome back to Young Tripp Reactions. The next video we're going to do is feared on the streets, but tortured in prison. My homie, Banky Pound. Yeah, I know how we do it. Let's do it. Banky Pound. Banky special, y'all. Banky.
My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm going to have something because I'm rich in personality, you know. And I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Hey, man, shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man.
We appreciate the love. We appreciate the support on our channels, baby.
We out here. 33, man. 33 years of prison stories. We pushing P. We pushing positive energy all the way down the line. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. We got to get more on them comments, man. That helps the algorithm. We're not getting a lot of comments like we used to. If you like the video, leave a comment. If you don't like the video, leave a comment too. Just talk to me so I can talk back.
All right. This bad boy here is the Revolved by Echo. And fun story, we set aside like 5.
Let's go. Let's get it. 2025. We pushing. We not playing. We trying to get to these youngest. Reach them, teach them before they all in this situation that we call prison. You understand? Speaking of, today, it just made me think about this situation when I tell y'all all the time that whatever is going on the street, it does not translate into the penitentiary. It does not. I remember being up on Wallace Ridge, this probably 2010, 2011. And like I told y'all, they got a lot of them gang members up there. They was trying to make Wallace Ridge really in Red Onion the gang prisons where they put all the gang members. They was trying to get them all in one spot, I guess, you know, picking them up out of the system as they got in trouble, which to me was crazy because if you get them all on one institution or two institutions, you ain't gonna do nothing but have gang violence everywhere between each other, which I don't know. That's probably was, you know, within their plans so they can justify the things that they do. But in any event, I can remember when this youngin came in there on our block. And they were starting to send these gang dudes, if you came from the street with a gang charge, straight to Wallace Ridge, straight to Red Onion. That was where you was going, period. You know what I'm saying? You go to receiving, they sending you up there in the mountains. So, I remember this dude came on the block. Everybody was talking about him because they knew about him on the street and had his little charges or whatever was in the paper. I guess the gang dudes, they be keeping up to what's going on, you know, within the gang thing. But this little youngin right here was supposed to have been one of them feared youngins on the street. You know the kind that's out here that's crashing out, acting crazy, popping pistols, shooting up clubs and shooting people and, you know, doing what he do. You know, thinking that that's cool, thinking that that's what's happening. So he was so feared on the street, he had his little nickname. His nickname was Shooter. He the one that's going to, you know, pop that pistol when they go get him, when they got problems or whatever. So he go through his little trial or whatever because he got caught. Him and a couple of other dudes, they got caught with a little robbery, had a body and everything. So when they go to court, they start telling on each other. Surprise, surprise. So they start telling on each other. So it's crazy. So he telling too because he feel like they telling on him. They hit him with the oldest trick in the book. Well, the dudes done already said you did it. They done already telling on you. You better tell, you know, to save yourself. Wah. So they all get in there. They all get tricked up. They telling on each other. But he's supposed to be the main one. He the shooter. He the one that they scared of. He the one that's the enforcer out there. They young though. These dudes like in the early 20s. You understand me? So he come in there, but it's known that you don't talk. So when he get in there, the dudes that's supposed to be his own gang members, that's supposed to be his family, that's supposed to be his brothers, they tell him they ain't got nothing to do with him. He on his own, because you told. And they don't condone it. right? Which is crazy because half of them probably told himself, but it's known that he told. You understand? So he on his own, but he acting like he like that because, you know, like I say, he was feared on the street. So he acting like, I don't care, I don't need nobody, I'm all right, woo woo woo, right? But now, the rival gangs, they want to get at him too. They want to get at him because they don't, you know what I'm saying, this is what they do. So one of them put it in their ear like, man, he a green light. We don't care nothing about him, he ain't with us. The green light mean that, you know, you food, they call that food where they can eat you up at any time. They can come do whatever they want to do to you, and you on your own. You got to fend for yourself, you know, which coincidentally, that's what being a man is, fending for yourself. Go figure, you know. So, but he acting like, okay, he good. He ain't tripping. He ain't worried about it, right? He got a cellar. His cellar is what they call a civilian. He ain't in no gangs or nothing like that. So he in the cell with another little young dude probably about 26, 27. He a square. He don't do nothing. He mind his business or whatever. So he's decent in his cell. He ain't really got to worry about nothing. And then, like I say, he acting like he tough and he built like that anyway. Man, it didn't even take 3-4 days, man. We hit that yard and go out on that yard. And he over there in the corner by himself, solo, dolo. Man, I can see the moves because I know the energy. I've been in penitentiary long enough. They plotting on him. They want to get him. You know what I'm saying? So they roll around. They walking 3 in a pack. Then they walking 4, 5, 6 in a pack. And they walking laps.
Basically, the groups is getting together so then they can get them, you know? Basically use that sword of justice basically on them. So they trying to get together a few in a pack. Back to it.
So he in the corner, whereas he can't go this way, he can't go this way. It's the corner. It's the yard is square. It's a corner over here. He in the corner just minding his business because he ain't even got nobody to socialize with. You understand? They walk their laps, walk by him. In my mind, I already know that they plotting just to make sure that the tower ain't looking, to make sure that they got a clear go. They probably got somebody over there watching the tower and seeing what the tower doing, right? Seeing how much activity is on the yard where the police is moving around. So as soon as they get the clear, when they coming around, he's standing in the corner, they just jump on him, man, like a pack of hyenas. He fighting back, he trying to, until like I say, he go down. You got 5, 6 dudes on you. You ain't, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we all human. You dig? So they get him on the ground, they stomping him, kicking him. He ball up, curl up in the fetal position. They beating on him, kicking on him, calling him all types of names. He fold up, then they do something. Come on, go, let's go. They peel off. They all start peeling off, start walking. So he laying down there all in the cut. They telling him, yeah, you get off the yard. You know what I'm saying? They want him to check in. Man, the youngin, to that avail, I give him a little props because he took that whoop. I'm talking about he took the hands, the feet, and everything. They stomping on him, kicking on him and everything. He bust up, got little bruises, knots, or whatever. He gets up, dusts his little self off. You know, you can see he wobbly, he drunk. Take him a minute to get himself together, but he get himself together. He stay over there. They started walking their laps. Now, they walking right by him and saying everything under the sun to him when they walk by. Yeah, you know, BA, you better check in. Yeah, you don't stand on this yard. You ain't stand on. He don't say nothing. He just standing there, cleaning up himself, cleaning his blood, taking his little shirt, wiping his little self off, getting himself clean or whatnot. But they telling him, you got to go. You know what I'm saying? So boom, when they call the rec to go in, sometimes, man, like I say, it's the luck of the draw and you get back in that building. Only way you get back in that building because you got them lazy COs to be up there that don't really care about nothing. But they supposed to be checking you every time you come in and making sure you ain't, stabbed, you ain't beat up, you ain't bruised up. They supposed to be looking at faces, hands up when you come in. But normally they ain't tripping. They don't care. They just trying to get you in the building. So we get back in, he get back in. He don't get flagged or nothing. Even though he bust up, he don't get flagged or nothing. He get back in, go to the cell. I guess he cleaned himself up. He stay in the cell for a couple of days. He don't want to come out, right? They start putting pressure on his cellie.
Tired of your cracked, ugly driveway? We have the perfect solution for you. Revaflex is a heavy-duty rubber non-slip surface that covers up damage, supports vehicle weight, and flexes so it never cracks. Unlike rigid epoxy that's
Man, tell him to come on. Tell him to come on this cell, man. That man ain't got nothing to do with it, man. That's, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know him. Like, he just put him, yeah, all right. So he, now he got pressure started putting on his celly. So I guess his celly go back in the cell trying to tell him. He telling his celly he ain't going nowhere. He telling the dudes he ain't going nowhere. So he defiant. You know what I'm saying? He like, I ain't going. You ain't checking in. I guess for some strange reason, he trying to hold on to his reputation when he don't realize you lost your reputation when you went in that courtroom.
Yeah, he don't realize that because he young, he don't even realize that in these gangs. That's why people say don't be in no gang. When you in these gangs and you uh go and snitch to the police, thinking oh I'm gonna get a deal, and oh they already told on me, and so I'm trying to just protect me now. And really, to be honest, they probably didn't even tell on you. That's just what the police is using to try to get you to to talk. As a person who has always wanted to be a homicide detective, I know that. If you watch a lot of First 48, see, a lot of these young kids, they don't even, knowing that you live in that type of life, you don't even be watching First 48. You don't even watch Cops. You don't even watch none of these shows to know that they use tactics to get you to talk. They'll say, oh, well, we got old dude over there in the other room, and he already told us this and this and this and this. And old dude didn't even say nothing. But because you don't even know how the tactics and how the stuff work, because you don't even watch the shows, this is how you end up getting caught up like this. When you in a gang, you end up getting caught up like this, and you end up snitching, and then you end up going to prison, and then you end up getting beat up. You know what I'm saying? Because now everybody who would have protected you and holded you down don't want to protect and hold you down no more, because you told, and really, to be honest, they didn't say anything. The police just told you that they did, but they really didn't. And that's what happened basically in this situation. But let's continue.
Understand, when you let them people trick you and trick all of y'all, like they gonna do, like you saving yourself. I don't know how much time he got. I don't know, if he's got him a deal or whatever. It usually don't. But either way, he trying to hold on to his street reputation. You know what I'm saying? I guess he don't want it to go back to the street. They done made him check in. So he done took the little whooping that he wearing it. So maybe about a week passed. He come out every now and then. He in the pub, but he won't go outside no more. Right? If you get caught up here at Wallace Ridge or Red Onion fight, they gonna bust that pistol on you. They gonna shoot you, and they gonna let that dog get you. So a lot of dudes will feel safer in that building than they do outside, because outside, like I say, with what happened with him, the way the situation popped up, you make it get away, because like I say, they be lazy on their job, which is also can cause somebody to get killed because they not paying attention. But at the same time, they feel the way the situation popped up, you make it get away, because like I say, they be lazy on their job, which is also can cause somebody to get killed because they not paying attention. But at the same time, they feel safer in that building, because the chances of you getting away fighting in that pod is very, very slim when people gonna see you, because of the way and the positioning where the tower is set, and that gun rack is right there. So he come out in the pod every now and then. Ain't nobody really socializing with him. I think more or less dudes ain't socializing with him because they scared to talk to him, because they know that the other gangs is down on him. So they scared to talk to him, you know what I'm saying? So he sit by himself a lot, and he just mind his little business till the record's over, you know what I'm saying? He go pops in and out of the shower, but he nervous, pervous. You can see it on him. But he defiant, because he was feared on the street. He got a little reputation, so he trying to hold on to that reputation, right? It ain't gonna work in the penitentiary, man. Ain't nowhere to hide, ain't nowhere to run, ain't nowhere that you can go. So he come out there a couple of days later. He's sitting in the block. Them dudes, them plotted on him. One of them go over there and sit right at the table with him and tell him, look, man, you got to get up out here. He telling them he ain't going nowhere. They said, man, you going out of here. He telling them, man, I ain't leaving. I ain't leaving. I ain't got no beef with y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't going. I ain't checking in. I ain't no punk. I ain't no, you know what I'm saying? I ain't checking in. They said, all right, boom, get up away from the table, leave.
See, he keeps saying like, oh, I ain't no punk or nothing like that. But you got to realize that prison politics and jail politics is different than street politics. And you don't have, with his little nickname that he got, yeah, you don't have that thing that's connected to your nickname in there. It's only a sword of justice. That's it. That's the only thing that you can use. Nothing else. Back to it. But he gonna have to learn. Let's continue.
They got crash dummies in prison. They got them crash dummies. They gonna have somebody that will go all the way out for them. So they got two dudes. So when he get up and left, I guess they already had to play in effect. So he's sitting there, dudes are steady walking, dudes playing their little cards, dudes doing this, that, and the third. And then two of them just run right down on him and pull them things out and start hitting them. Yeah. He get up, he running, he trying to fight back, and he start hollering. You know what I'm saying? He hollered. That's for help. You know what I'm saying? Because he want this police to notice now because them things is hurting. You know what I'm saying? It don't look like they had nothing real big or nothing like that. But anything that's piercing your body, it's going to feel like fire. It's going to feel like it's big. It's going to feel like it's this long. So he hollering and he scrambling around there and they trying to get at him. Dudes up there looking at the booth I guess to holler to let them know when the people come, but it was too late because they hollered so much. When the dude come running to the side, he already got the gun. He run over there and everything. He look around, scan, he see what's going on. Hey, get on the ground. Bomb, bow. Bow, start shooting, right? So he picking them off like ducks in the river. So everybody get down on the ground, everybody spread out because the cavalry getting ready to come. The dogs, the mace, all of this is getting ready to, descend upon all of us. Whether you in it or not, this is how they coming. So boom, they laying on the ground. He done scooted all the way back by somebody's door. He laying down because he bleeding and he hurting. So he's scrambling and moving and trying to look at himself and he getting shot. Bow. Stay still. Get on the ground. These people will shoot you if you move it. Even if you hurt, even if you harm. I told y'all about when my homeboy got beat up out there, got unconscious, laid out on the floor. Them people still came in there, man, and jumped on him and flipped him over, man, like he was just a rag doll. The man is unconscious. You know what I'm saying? They beating on him because he won't roll over and be spread out. He can't be spread out. He unconscious. But this is what they'll do up there, man. Human bodies up there, man.
Stop imagining. It's time to bring your Africa dream trip to life with Kensington.
It's like a doll, man. It's something they don't even treat you like alive. You know what I'm saying? So they shoot the boy. Why the boy done been stabbed a couple of times and they shoot him. He hollering, he over there screaming and everything. Man, the people come in there, man, they spraying this old mace. They got the dogs run up in there, man. The dogs go chewing up on the little dudes and it's like mad chaos in there. We still spread out on this floor like this, man. I don't even know what to explain, man. When they do this stuff, we on this floor, man, like 30, 40 minutes, man, before they start picking each person up. What cell you go in? What's your cell number? Boom. Pick you up, cuff you up, take you straight to your cell, or not cuff you up, but two officers on each shoulder, take you to your cell, open your door. Man, we out here, all this time laying on the floor. This is the chaos that ensues after some crazy stuff like this. Now, mind you, this dude is shot. This dude is stabbed. He almost the last one that they gonna get. You know what I'm saying? They got the other two dudes in handcuffs, get him out. They leave him back there laying down. They get everybody they said in to get the medical in there to come get him. Man, the man could have been dying. You understand me? He could have been dying. But this is what they do to him. You know what I'm saying? This is what's going on in the penitentiary. This is the stuff that everybody ain't gonna tell you. The intricate details. This is how it goes down. You know what I'm saying? So you out here, being feared on the street, but in penitentiary, you ain't even been up in here a good hot month, 2 months, and you getting tortured. You understand? You getting slayed up in here. You know what I'm saying? It's not a game. So they get them up, man. They take them on up out there. I guess they take them to medical, man. They go get them stitched up, this, that, and the third. Boom, boom, boom. Everybody it is what it is. The beat goes on. The doors pop open as soon as all of this is over on the next wreck. We coming back out. It's business as usual. Everybody's moving around doing what they got to do. You understand? So it's probably about 2-3 months later, you know what I'm saying? They done evidently, he done healed up, they done got him out of medical, you know what I'm saying? But they put him on the other side. He over there on the other side now. He done came out the hole, he on the other side. You ain't going no.
So he done went to medical. He's all good now. He's all healed up. They done put him on the other side of the prison. But he still has not checked in, which, again, for people who don't know what check in means, that means check in and go live in prison in solitary confinement, which is basically, some people call it the hole, which is basically where you're in a cell by yourself, where nobody can get to you. It's just the only people who can get to you is the police, and you just live in like a room, Basically, some people even call it going to jail and prison, basically the place where they send you to if you do something bad when you go to jail. But it's also a place where people can go to be protected. So like if you were in a gang or anything like that, and kind of like his situation where he kind of told and all that, you can go live in solitary confinement, the whole jail, in jail, whatever you want to call it. That's where they're trying to get him to go. But in his mind, it's like, I'm not gonna go to jail, in jail. I'm not going to be a weak punk dude and go live in the hole. I'm not gonna tell them to put me in PC, which is also protective custody. Because what also, when you're in protective custody, you still can be treated like an inmate. So just because you go to where you go to jail in jail, doesn't mean that you're getting treated like everybody that's over there, right? There's people over there, they're over there because they're being punished, right? There's people who are there because they're being punished because they did something bad in jail, in jail, right? So you did something bad in prison, so you're going to go to jail for doing something bad in prison. So it's the same place. But yeah, so you can go there for that. But you can also go there for, as protective custody. So you say, like, these people are trying to, send me to the upper room. They're trying to get rid of me. You know what I'm saying? Permanently. And they'll send you over there, but you still get to be treated just like if you were still out in public, and out in the pod. You can still be treated the same way, be able to go and, use the cell phone. They probably got guards standing outside the shower to make sure nobody don't do nothing to you if you go and take a shower whenever you do that. You got, a form of protection knowing that there are people trying to hurt you, because the last thing a prison wants is a family to be suing, knowing that, like in his case, that he told on his group, and then his group in prison sent him to the upper room, and now the family is suing. So that's the last thing that they want. So they'll have guards who will be outside the shower place, because that's a vulnerable situation, and they can make sure that nobody hurt him, knowing that there are people trying to. But he doesn't even want to go live over there for protective custody, because he's just young, not wanting to listen, not understanding that prison life and prison politics is different than street policy and street politics. His gang status is over, and his brain is not comprehending that, because, again, like Banky said, probably around 21, 22, 23 years old. His brain isn't fully developed. He's not 25 yet to understand, how this, how this really works. That, dude, it's over. Your status in the gang is you are expelled. not even suspended. You are expelled, right? That means there is no recovering. It's like being expelled from school. That means you cannot go back to school, right? So it's the same thing. His gang status is suspended. He cannot be added back into that gang that he was in. Probably not any gang, because it's probably been spread it around all the gangs. Don't let him be a part, because he told, what I'm saying? We held him down, but he thought we really didn't hold him down because the police told him we didn't. And so because of that, he told, so we done with him. And every gang should be done with him. Everywhere. All around the United States, all around the world. You know what I'm saying? So, but obviously he's just not getting it. And he just keeps getting whooping after whooping. And it's not even over yet. It's far from it. Let's get back into it.
Up there and announced, do nothing but get, what I'm saying, wrist-wise. You're going to go to Red Onion, Wallace Ridge, Red Onion, Wallace Ridge. You ain't going nowhere. There's nowhere to hide. This is what's going on. This is your life. If somebody down on you, especially a gang or whatever, you're going to just have to deal with it. So you would think...
Are you researching dental implants?
There's a lot of dental offices that'll talk about doing their teeth in the...
Since they done put that Bethlehem in them, they done beat him up one time. Now they done put the Bethlehem in him. They done let him, he done got shot by the police. Then, he would go ahead on and check in, or they would go ahead on and feel like, well, we done got our work in. Nah, they don't want him on the yard, period. You understand? He don't want to be one of them that say, I'm going to PC, I'm going to protect the custody. He's still trying to be defined. So I guess he thinking that I done took these, these hits, I done been shot, and I still come back out here. They know I ain't no sucker. I ain't no P. I'm gonna stand for mine. I'm gonna ride for mine. Man, that man came back out and was on the other side of
it. And see, that's the problem. He's still, like Banky said, still thinking that, I'm still holding my flag. I'm an OG. I'm getting my status by this. And nah, brother. Just like Banky said, they don't want him on the yard. They don't want to see him. They want him in protective custody. They want to be able to go and report to the gang, even inside the prisons and out here on the street, whatever gang he was in, to know we made him go to protective custody. And that's exactly whoever the person out on the street or the person that's in their gang leading it from in the prison is, wherever it's coming from, it's the message is getting relayed to them to make sure that he goes to protective custody or to the upper room. It ain't even no other options for him. This is why you should never, ever join a gang. In prison, out of prison, going to prison, getting out of prison, it don't matter. You should never be a part of it in any shape, form, or fashion. Let this story be a warning to you. Back to it, because it still ain't over yet.
Yeah, and the thing about them gang jokers, they got people in every block. They got people all over. That's what they do. They send them little kites. They send them little notes. They send them little hits. And they said, man, they done sent the joint over there. Tell me, man, that sucker came back out the hole. Man, he ain't check in. Man, y'all got to get him off there. He can't stay in there. He can't be in there for one day. He got to go today. And these dudes in there taking orders like this, not even considering the fact that using that knife or doing all, they get more time. They the ones that's going to get shot. They the ones that's going to get bit by the dog. But they going to do it. This is what they take these orders, man. These people follow orders in there better than they do probably in the Army, the Navy, the Marines. You understand? And they life is on the line. Man, they send them things over there, man. And as soon as them doors open, them dudes ran down on them, pushed him back up in the cell, and started hitting him again. And this time they got him real bad because, to my understanding, man, they all got locked in the cell because they seen what was going on. The two dudes pushed them in the cell. They seen what was going on, the dude in the booth, because they moved too fast. So he closed the door. So now this boy is stuck up in the cell with two dudes up in his cell, and they got them things on him, and they hit him up real bad. Couldn't nobody really see what was going on. They could only hear. We could only see the aftermath when they opened the doors and the police got up there because they put everybody else back up in the cell. And they opened the doors, they bring them out, man. They all blooded, man, looking like just burgundy, but it was all like blood. They bring them all up out there, hog tied, take the two dudes down the stairs. They come get him last. They take him out there on the orange boat on the stretcher. You know what I'm saying? Now, the word is he got hit like 13 times. 13 times. This boy ain't no older than 21, 22 years old. He done got hit like 13 times, plus the couple of times he done already got hit.
So 13 times in that time. Let's just say 5 or so in the last one. So 13. So he done got hit about 18 times. He's still hanging in there. But that just tells you in his 2 incidences, he been hit 18 times, stomped, kicked, you name it. This is crazy. And he still will not go to protective custody. Crazy. Let's continue. Again, like Banky said, only about 21, 22 years old. Probably no more than that, maybe 23. Again, brain not fully developed, not understanding that prison politics is different than street politics. Boy. Let's continue.
Already got shot. All because he ain't want to check in. All because he wanted to keep his street reputation. All because he know he was feared on the street and he had to keep that persona up. So you feared on the street and you shooting out here for nothing. And then you come to the penitentiary and you realize that don't carry no weight in the penitentiary. You feared on the street, you been tortured in prison. And they said they had to medevac that boy out there, man, and he was close to going away from here to the upper room. To the upper room. And these youngins, they ran in there and crashed out on them. All of them going to court. They getting court charges. They getting street charges. Probably 11, 12, 15 more years on their sentence. And I'm looking at all of this stuff unfold, and I'm saying to myself, these youngins these days got no... It's unbelievable. Life is like over. You just throwing your whole life away. You know what I'm saying? And then they listening to other people in these games that ain't no older than them, telling them, you know what I'm saying, ordering them to throw your life away. Insanity, man. Straight insanity. This is when I knew up there in the mountains, man, I could see that this penitentiary stuff was changing so much. I'm like, man, I know I'm on the clock. I'm on the clock to get out of this penitentiary for something happen that's going to be irreversible. You understand? Because I can see the culture changing. I can see it. You know what I'm saying? But I say all that to say this to you youngers out here. Whatever you doing out here on these streets and you thinking that you the man and you thinking that you can hold your own, that penitentiary is a different beast. And when you get up in there, you is on your own. I don't care if you with a gang. I don't care if you affiliated with this, that. You on your own. You understand? And ain't nobody gonna save you but you. And you gonna have to be on call every day, 24/7, 365 for the rest of your life. You know, so yeah, man, I felt for Younger, but I couldn't reach him. It ain't my business. You know, I just had to watch. I had my own survival plight to deal with, to try to get from up there myself. You know, and I didn't even know him. But I could see all of this type of stuff, this type of, you know, and I'm like myself, man, the world is just going crazy. You know, so, but anyway, yeah, man, he was feared on the street, but he was tortured in prison and almost lost his life. And it ain't take long to happen. Man. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with y'all. Y'all share this with some youngers that might need to hear it, man. That's out here that's thinking they can do what they want out here on these streets. And they're going to be okay if they go to prison and come back home and be a legend and come back home and be respected and come back home and pick up where they left off. It don't work that way. It never works that way. You'd be lucky if you just come home. You dig? Y'all talk to me in the comments. I talk back, man. Big love, TBP Nation. Stand up, man. We out here. Tell a friend and tell a friend, man. This is my 5-year anniversary month. Man, let's get 110K. Let's get 150K. Let's go. Sub. Let's get it. Let's go. Hit the GoFundMe, man, if you want to see this TBP Nation movement, man, on the big screen. Let's get it. Let's go. If you can't, donate to it. Share it on all your social media, man. Share the link to the GoFundMe. Let's get it. Let's go, man. TBP Nation, stand up, be safe, be smart, make good decisions, man. Duck them hooks, man. They out there, man. In the penitentiary. Sad to say, but it's undefeated. Boom.
Banky Pound. Banky special, y'all.
Pure delicious.
Thank you.
My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.
Or you could so easily.
Yeah. You young people better make sure y'all understand what how Banky was telling this story about. Yeah, just because you do things out here on the streets doesn't mean it follows you into the prison. Especially knowing that you went and told the police what happened and was snitching on the people that you was rocking with. Because one of the things is, if you with somebody when they do something, and you was there and you was an active participant, you don't have no right to tell. It don't matter if you was driving the car. It don't matter if you pulled out one of those things and was pressing the button on those push button machines. It don't matter if you was the one who went and knocked on the door and made the person open the door and then you bagged up and somebody else ran in. It don't matter what the situation is. As long as you participated, you have no right to talk. And that's the reason why old dude, while he was lit up time after time again and never checked into PC to be protected and nearly lost his life. But drop a comment. Tell me what you think. I would love to hear your thoughts. I'll have the link to Banky's video in the description, as always, to link back to the original content creator, because that's the right thing to do. And just try to stay out of prison, man. Don't put yourself in a situation where you need to go. Stay out of these gangs. Go get a decent job. Start your own business. Grow within your company to make more money. Who cares about taxes? Everybody got to pay taxes. Just don't put yourself in a situation like this, where you was out here in the streets blasting up people's houses with those push button machines, busting in people's doors, taking people's cars, all that. And then you get caught up in the system, taking somebody out of here, sending them to the upper room, and then you go to prison, and then you snitching on your friends or so-called friends that you felt was friends, and then all of a sudden you find out they never told, you the only one that told, and now all of a sudden you getting tortured in prison even though you was the main number one out here on the streets, and now nobody rock with you no more because nobody ever told. You the only one that told. That's how the system can get you. But the best way to avoid it is to not put yourself in that situation to begin with. Just rock out with good people and rock out with people that is good that want to rock out with you. And that will make it where you won't have to end up where Banky was. Until next time, I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.